That's their intercession.
So that's the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
That's right.
Saying the Lord controls all this. He rules in the kingdom of men. He brings one down, sets one up. The Lord is the one that's going to send those missiles. He's going to be inside of those missiles, hidden in his place. He's working through, through the angels. Right now in the Middle East, stirring up war, stirring up destruction.
Yeah, he the Most High gonna put the spirit on the leaders of these nations, man, to go ahead and push the green light to fire those missiles.
That's right.
Like the brother was saying, that intercession, man. But we're talking on the left-hand side.
Yeah, that's why you got this group ISIS over there in Iraq and Syria creating all types of turmoil, man.
Right.
Which ISIS, that group is set up by who? They're funded currently by Qatar and by Saudi Arabia, who are U.S. allies. This is former Al-Qaeda members. So this is something that's been permanent, like the elder has said, for actually centuries, man. But it culminated into the last few decades to the Most High stirring up the spirit over there in the Middle East of perpetual warfare. So you had Obama go ahead and give the okay to go into Syria and destabilize that region and try to take down the Syrian government. With that understanding, who's backing the Syrian government now? You got Iran and Russia backing the Syrian government to fight back these Al-Qaeda groups that America is secondarily funded through Saudi Arabia and Qatar. What happened? They weaponized these guys, man. You had the Obama administration give them guns, weapons, missiles, helicopters, tanks, and lots of billions of dollars to go into Iraq once that was destabilized, and now going to Syria and basically fuck up that whole region just so they can have more control in and around Iran, because the end goal is Iran, which is in the scriptures, okay? Because once they try to go into Iran and fuck with Iran, China and Russia gonna jump in, man.
That's right.
And proceed to zip all the Western nations' asses, man. And you gonna have groups like Germany, France, and even Italy flip the script on the Western nations. Britain too, man. They gonna flip the script on the Western nations, and it's gonna be complete chaos that happens in the world. And as much as they know the prophecies, the Russians know that they are called to bear. They know the prophecies, but the Most High has compelled all these nations to continue on in their endeavors over there in the Middle East, man. The Valley of Jehoshaphat, Yahweh's decision. That's what they mean. Okay? Yahweh's Shabbat. Jehoshaphat, the way you say it in the Hebrew, is Yahweh Shabbat. Okay? Most High decision, man.
That's right.
And so when you read that in Joel, the 3rd chapter, that's the Most High putting in the minds of the leaders of these nations, the larger nations, to continue to oppress, but he's building up these smaller nations to keep firm in war. More and more war. Okay? And it's all for the true people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who are going to be the first fruits of that. The elect are going to be endowed with spiritual power to come in and rule. All right? That's right. When you so-called white people, you Edomites, push to continue their warfare in Syria, and then you push to go into Iran with the propaganda that y'all spew, that BS propaganda that y'all spew on Fox News and CNN, that Bashar and Iran is the one causing the problem, when actually you the one who set up ISIS. You set up the group ISIS through Qatar and Saudi Arabia, who the U.S. and Israel funds. You set up ISIS to create all that warfare over there in the Middle East, man. All right?
I would like to ask what, do you agree with that? Excuse me, sir. What's that? Do you agree with this gentleman is saying? Oh,
Yeah.
okay, then you all right.
He knows a little something.
You know
He knows a little something, man.
You agree with that? The government, the so-called white man, set up ISIS because, first of all, you had the Al-Qaeda, right? Or as you so-called white people say, the Al-Qaeda. Now, do you remember when Jimmy Carter was the president? I do.
Say it again.
Do you remember when Jimmy Carter was the president? 1979, right? He was on his way out. Reagan was on his way in. I remember when Reagan came into office. Yeah. Now, you had that whole situation situation with the hostage situation, right? And there's a situation going on where Russia was occupying Afghanistan, right? Are you aware of the fact that when I say we, I mean America, was financing the rebels to fight against the Russians? The Mujahideen soldiers.
Yeah.
That's what they were known as at that time. They were so-called freedom fighters, or they were trying to liberate their people from the Russians. Because at that time, during the Cold War, the Russians was the evil empire. America financed them. You had that guy that made a movie about it, Charlie Wilson's War, the congressman, and he was going over there financing the Mujahideen soldiers, American weaponry, and fighting against the Russians. So they got the Russians out of there, right? Then later on, those same guys become known as the Al-Qaeda. Right?
Taliban, actually.
Yeah, the Al-Qaeda, the Taliban.
Taliban supported Al-Qaeda.
But they lump them all in the same circle.
But in the news, they love it. It's just a word.
It's
a
words.
trigger word.
It's a trigger word.
It's a trigger word.
The Taliban, the Al-Qaeda, which the Al-Qaeda is supposed to be a real extreme band, right? So here we go. We got the Taliban, the Al-Qaeda, they're the bad guys, which we have my man who supposedly got killed, Osama bin Laden, which had ties with the Bush family going back to the 70s, when George Bush was the director of the CIA. Okay? Yeah, he was the director of the CIA. So the Bush family and the bin Laden family have ties going way back. So it's all one big scam.
That's why during 9/11, you had Osama bin Laden family in the States.
It was in New York,
They
man.
had to fly them out.
Creating a monster, right?
Well, it's all
Creating a
about.
monster.
Yeah, well, listen, it's all
That's what
about.
happened, right?
Are you familiar with the phrase, the old Latin phrase, "Audo ab chaos"?
I'm not. No.
Okay, there's an old Latin phrase that the elites or the international bankers use, and it's called "Audo ab chaos." It means order through chaos. You create the chaos, and then later on you bring the order. Now the elites, I know you're familiar with the Rothschilds, right? I know you're familiar with the Rockefellers, right?
Yeah, I understand the concept. The problem is that you can't always bring order, and that's where we're at now. So
Well,
you may
no.
create the chaos, you can't bring the order.
Well, no, in actual, to the contrary, they can't bring the order. They have the power to bring the order. To the contrary, well, you're wrong on that. They have the power. All this confusion that's going on, the elites want it to go on, man. They want it to go on. Everything is going according to plan. Because what you don't understand, where's the, do we have the martial law sign? Bring that on up here. What you don't understand, pretty soon, this is what's coming to America. Martial law.
Let me ask you.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
have a question.
Yeah.
What is this about?
What is this about? Oh, that's my man. That's my man right there. You don't
Why?
recognize him?
Yeah, I'm wondering why he looks like that.
Because that's what he really is.
Because why?
Because
Joker, man.
he's a joker. The reason we use this colorful illustration is because Barack Obama, and I don't want you to get offended and walk away when I say this, is nothing but a monkey with a suit on. That's what he is. He's nothing but a puppet for the same guys that we're talking about right now, the international bankers.
Probably the only way he could get elected.
Of course, that was the only way he could. No, of course, that's the only way he could
It's
get
all
elected.
theater.
It's called the theater of war. It's called the theater of
But
war.
maybe he's made some steps
No,
There's no maybe. There's
At
no
least
maybe.
we have a black man
See,
in
y'all
office.
created this BS
Listen.
idea called maybe.
So you
There is
have
no
to
maybe.
admit,
Listen.
at least that's
No,
something
that
and
don't
he
mean
gave a
nothing,
lot of
guys.
people hope.
It
Maybe
don't
he-
mean. Well, let me ask you a question. Since he's been in office, what has he done for black people?
I agree with you on that. But at least we've got a black man
So?
in office.
So what?
That's some progress, right?
No, it's
Can
not.
you
No.
admit that?
Towards who?
No. It's not progress.
Back from Iraq. I was in Iraq for 5 years.
Okay,
Yeah, you
bro.
wasted your time, man.
You wasted your time,
wasted
bro.
your time.
You know what you were doing?
You wasted your time, man.
Hey, brother, hold
You
on.
lucky you didn't get your legs blown off.
I'm gonna tell you something.
I'm not country.
No, brother.
The country's not fighting for you.
Listen, brother, you were fighting the interests of the family. And I'm gonna tell you something. I'm glad you said that. Hold on, no.
I got shot twice. I can show you.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry about that. But listen to what I'm saying. No, let me enlighten you on something, bro. I'm not a vet personally, but I come from a family of vets. My father, Vietnam vet. I got 2 uncles, Vietnam vet. My grandfather, World War II. Another uncle, Korea. Now, that's my family, right?
His brother was in the military.
So we had brothers in the camp that was in the military. This brother fought.
I was an officer.
That's right. So hold on, but let me finish. My father and different brothers that I know that fought in Nam, Korea, primarily Nam. My father and my uncle and other Vietnam. I worked with Vietnam vets. They came back home and the country shit on it. And then they came to the realization, get the precept. They came to the realization, hold on, let me finish. They came to the realization it was all BS. The Vietnam War was all about opium trade, man. So they sent the soldiers over there when it wasn't even a war. It was a conflict. We never declared war on Vietnam. So when the soldiers came back, they didn't get no parade. They got, oh, you're baby killers. You're this, you're that. It was all BS, man. Every time, it's called the theater of war. Every time the soldiers are deployed to these countries, you dying for nothing, man. You ain't know what you went over there for? Oil. And you got guys right now that's Iraqi war vets, guys that was in Afghanistan. I know brothers, man.
You know what? You're disrespecting him.
No, we're not. We're telling the truth, man. He knows this is true. He knows it's the truth.
You were fighting for oil. You were fighting for the interest of the bankers, man.
I got a precept. This is Sirach.
No, that's the truth, brother. It's the truth.
This is Sirach.
I'm not trying to disrespect you. But I'm not trying to disrespect you. But I'm trying to enlighten you.
You're disrespecting him. You're disrespecting him, man.
It's not your country. Well, first of all, hold on. Well, being that you're doing all this talking, whose land does this belong to that you white people are walking around on? Huh?
Oh, so now you're going to attack me?
Yeah, I'm going to attack you. I'm not
Standing up for
You
me.
attacking him?
You attacking him? You attacking him?
I'm not attacking you. I'm just disagreeing. I'm not attacking you.
Whose land is this? It's a free country. Who was here when these white people got here?
Right, you know what?
The Mexicans and the natives.
So I'm from Germany, you know, so... Germany? Sorry. Where you guys
I got this. Sirach 26 and 28.
What the Bible got.
There be 2 things that grieve my heart, and the third maketh me angry. A man of war that suffereth poverty.
A man of war that suffered. How many veterans come back from the war and they're homeless, man?
Yep.
Now, I'm from back east.
My dad.
Hold on, I'm from New
My
York.
dad.
In New York, right, you got down there by Battery Park. I don't know if any of you have ever been to New York City. Down by Battery Park, over there by where the World Trade Center used to be, you got the walls, you got the memorial walls for the Vietnam veterans over there. I used to be down there, I used to work down in that area. Yo, man, you got a whole bunch of Vietnam vets that's homeless. Homeless. How the hell you gonna be? She talking about disrespecting this country. Disrespects the veterans.
That's right.
America disrespects the veterans.
That's right.
No, pictures, please. I agree with you guys.
Don't tell me no BS, man.
I agree with you guys.
A man of war
You wanna know
that
why?
suffered
You don't have to
poverty.
listen to me.
I don't have to listen to you. You're the
You
devil.
don't have to
That's
listen.
right.
You're the devil.
Yeah.
And you're the devil.
Tag team back again. That's right. Tag team back again.
They didn't have their time to talk.
The bushwhackers.
The time of talking is over. And by the way, the Joker right here,
Whatever.
That's right.
Where's Caesar? Give me Caesar.
So you standing on him, El?
Where's he at? See this guy right here? Is this Jesus?
That's right.
Bunch of lies.
Time for these credits to go down, man.
That's right.
And America, brother, you wasted your time. I'm going to just tell you straight. I'm sorry. Because America's going to be destroyed anyway.
That's right.
Because America's wicked. How the hell are you going to fight for a country that massacred Native Americans to build up this country? What about that? And I happen to be Native American. I'm from the Seminole tribe of Florida. I'm originally from Florida, Hollywood Reservation. How the hell is America going to talk about it such a great country? How did they get this country? By the blood of Native Americans and by the blood of slaves, man.
That's right.
That's
Right. It's time for you to get
You've been
mad.
lied to, brother. You've been lied to. And you know what?
Yeah, man. He's loyal because he got honor, man.
You got honor.
Yep.
Yo, how many brothers in the camp of veterans? Raise your hand. We got two. Right here. Step forward, brother. She talking all this bullshit. So you got two brothers in there. When I say brothers, you got two brothers and this brother. It's one of your fellow brothers. He's a vet. This brother served. And we got many more brothers that serve. And I just told you, my father served. My uncle served. My grandfather served. So I know all about the veterans, bro. I grew up in that shit. I grew up around veterans, man. Okay, good.
That's right. That's right. There be two things
I
that
want to hear this goddamn white